So you should be ranking as a web entity, not as a website. That's also a different context that I also suggest you to basically check. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bluehead SEO series episode. In this case study, we'll be again mentioning actually a website that we published earlier. If you have watched most of the videos in the Bluehead SEO series, I don't know how many until now, I guess we exceeded 40 case studies here. And since I'm managing actually a very big company right now, I don't have that much time to write long articles. Then also since many people want always simplifications, in these videos I just give 3 main SEO suggestions and some proxy or extended suggestions, and I always demonstrate a different website with different unique suggestions as well. This time you will be seeing actually a website that I have published earlier. I don't know which one it was, but if you are following this series really in a careful way, you will actually see this case study maybe 1 year ago or somewhere like that. We mentioned this project also in Chiang Mai SEO with one of our slides, because this project is also similar to do one of the other case studies that I actually published in my channel, if I can find it for you easily. In this case study as well, we were mainly talking about actually trending events, and it is one of the holistic SEO case studies, which means it's not easy to understand or follow that much. It is actually, let me find it. Yeah, this one. Do you see this big jump here? In this specific case, it actually we explain you that after this big jump, traffic won't be coming back. It will keep increasing. And if you look at here, it is very stale. Then you have a big jump due to the university exams, a trending event. Rankings actually don't drop. The same also happens one more time with this project. There is one more video, which is here. The jump that you see here, the big jump here, is the small jump in this area. And we increase the traffic more than 3 times in 1 year, one more time by using the same trending event. So as you can see, these case studies have resemblance to each other. And in Chiang Mai SEO, in my presentation, I told that we use certain type of events to exceed 100,000 clicks a day. And I told that the clicks here won't be dropping again. It will keep increasing. In the Chiang Mai, I was able to only show this jump, and maybe in this section I was able to show. And after probably 2 months later or 2.5 months later, I can tell you that as you can see too, the rankings didn't drop. It keeps actually increasing overall all the time. There is also other type of clicks in the discover section too, or images section and video section too. So the website here already became a media website. This is technically a multilingual project, and it is SaaS based on AI. I'm not sure either I will be giving the website name in this video or not, but if you want to learn which website it was, just actually find the respective video from here. You can see the name there. And I want only the people who follow very careful way actually to find the right information in the right place sometimes. So in this case study, I already have given some suggestions before, but this time I'll be mentioning some other stuff here by giving some of them. The first thing is that in this project, we actually use artificial intelligence for the translation, because this AI translation actually helps us to increase the speed of the project. Main thing that we use here is in terms of the topical authority is actually historical data part. As you know, my topical authority methodology and conceptualization is actually shaped by historical data, topical coverage, and cost of retrieval at the same time. So here too you see 3 months of results, more than 3 times the rankings are increased. Here you see last 6 months actually comparison, more than nearly 4 times it is increased. And this is the last year comparison with 3 months, more than 7 times. And this is the 1 day, 1 month comparison, and close to nearly 10 times traffic increase we actually achieve. If you have more impressions and more clicks, it will eventually help search engine trust your website more, and it will be correlated directly with higher level of crawl frequency and prioritize indexation. Google will be running expensive algorithms on your website to understand. So you should understand that most of the website is actually here. It's same with what we have in this area. The main difference is just actually historical data. After you get enough level of popularity, it will be changing actually how Google perceives your website. So my first suggestion to you is that instead of focusing on directly only to the money keywords, you can actually find some semantically related but slightly distant terms and concepts, and you can rank for it first. You can get the historical data, which means clicks, impressions, and through the internal links, flow that authority to actually where it matters. In this example, this is what actually we did. The company here is actually about transcription mainly, or meeting transcription, or lesson transcription, lecture, or YouTube transcription. And from YouTube transcription to the YouTube video download, or YouTube video record, or YouTube video stream, etc., there is always a connection there. If it is about your business model, we put it into the core section of topical map. If it is not about actually your monetization model, we put it to the author section. From author section to the core section, we always follow the authority. So this was the methodology that we used also in these projects as well. Here actually we ran for the university exam because this was a course selling website. Basically, if you go to the construction engineering department or branch in university, you also buy courses for that, which also means you want to be an engineering expert or construction or building developer, and we directly rank for the occupation name, university branch, and also the courses for that. These three components actually complete each other. When you create a topical map, you should understand where you can actually get more historical data so that your website be more important, and how you can actually directly prioritize website evaluation. These are the results directly from Ahrefs. You can see the overall traffic changes, and this is from SEMrush. You can also see that. You can also do a comparison in terms of which one is more accurate, Ahrefs and SEMrush. You see naked data, and here you see the results in this part too. The specific patent that I will be mentioning here is actually coming from Ben Gomes. Who is Ben Gomes? He is actually vice president of the search engine engineering and search engine learning and sustainability as well. This patent from him is important because he doesn't define duplicate content based on the content. It defines it based on the query. So imagine that you have 9 documents that are relevant to the YouTube on your website. He is trying to understand which part of the query network, which document is more relevant with what passage, what heading, or what image. This is especially important for AI overviews because retrieval augmented generation also first retrieves all the documents and all the most relevant passages, then generates a new text by augmenting all of them together. So here too you see that we have same document A and document B. Then here we have an intersection area between them. Let's say for the query A, they are duplicating only this much. For the query B, they are duplicating 100%. If you look at my topical maps from Topical Authority.digital, for instance, from our course or from different area or from most of these, let's say, testimonials, etc., you will see that actually in my methodology, when I create a content brief or any type of topical map, I actually don't give the best answer in every place. I give the best answer with the best format in the most related part. If it is in the macro context, which means top of the document, we give the best format. But if that something is actually in the middle ground or the bottom, it means it is a little bit more in supplementary content, and we don't give actually the best answer directly in that area. We just want to give a supporting answer and put an internal link to the most related page. This is important because this is also causing indexation and de-indexation at the same time. Here you see how they are actually performing that application based on URL fingerprint and page rank. If a page has more page rank, most probably it will be the canonical one, even if your canonical tag actually says the opposite, or even if actually your, let's say, another page or other page, second or the third page is more relevant to that specific query. In this project, when I created a topical map semantic content network and I have given a training or private lectures to our client and the partner here, this was one of the things that actually we mentioned directly. You should be optimizing your actual distributional semantics accordingly. Another part is about the patience. So we work with this project since September 2023. So we exceeded 2.5 years. We started from 400 clicks a day. Now it is over 100,000 clicks a day. And with the discover and other sections, it comes to the actually 140,000 nearly. So that's why I always tell that if you show enough level of patience, you'll be ranking exponentially. You can do everything right for a really long time, but until the Google actually performs your content evaluation, your algorithmic optimizations, it doesn't mean that you will see any type of result in that area too. So in this case, if you have a plan, do not care about individual updates, even don't care about core updates. Just give yourself like 4 or 5 core updates of time. If you don't see any result for 5 core updates, probably you are doing something wrong there, but I don't think that it is possible. You will eventually and definitely see results like that. And you see lots of actually, let's say, ranking increases and drops here. Imagine that you actually just, let's say, lose your spirit here because we lose like 50% of traffic here, right? Of course, it is beginning of the year, but let's say it is just algorithmic situation because I can see similar situations here too. From 16,000 to the, let's say, 8,000 sometimes we drop, or sometimes 11 or something like that. So we'll lose between 40 to 50% of traffic here too. If you will be changing what we do here, we wouldn't be able to come to the here. This is also valid for life. You shouldn't change what you do, what you feel, or who you are just based on a few bad days or a few bad experiences. To be honest, I learned lots of things from this these graphics, like not getting happy or sad based on these graphics too. Just keep going if you have a really good plan. And this is the first patent and the suggestion that I wanted to give you. Basically, give the best answer on the best and the most related section. The second one is also about from, let's say, a very important person, Jeffrey Dean. Who is he? He is actually, let me just show him. He's directly from Google and very important person. I suggest you check actually most of his researches. For instance, this is important. Google Brain Team. He's talking about here and what they do and what type of process they use, like auto or automatic machine learning. And they have lots of things here that I actually would like to suggest you, like long and short term layers or learning algorithms with different type of classifications as well. Why this is important? First of all, Jeffrey Dean is an important person. If the engineer is important, their design is also important too. Here actually he explains in a simple way. Very old patent, but very helpful. He mentions that they are using sliding window when they cluster the documents. And then once they actually cluster all these documents based on their similarity, they just actually try to serve the most relevant one. It is similar to here. Here they try to actually deduplicate documents based on query relevance. Here they are trying to deduplicate the documents when they need to serve it. And here the first rule is how they will be actually clustering them. In this section, if you read this patent, you will see how they are actually clustering documents based on what type of metrics. Since this is actually a very old one, of course they will be using mainly the, let's say, most important parts of the documents, what we call as information retrieval zone, like your title tag, your URL, or your different sections. But the important thing here is that if your context is broken on the page, if your H1 and the next headings and the subordinate texts between the headings, including your layout, if they are not aligning in terms of context, you basically won't be clustered among these documents, or even if you are technically clustered, that sliding window won't be coming to you, because if they have a good candidate from among these, let's say, sections, they don't show that much of a patience, because technically this is about indexing and serving documents in an efficient way. That sliding window doesn't keep going until to the end. After a point, basically, they just serve the best and the earliest candidate. So that's why from time to time, if your document gets, let's say, 5 impressions a day, it means that actually sliding window just comes sometimes to you. And they just want to see that either you can gather more historical data or not. In one of my suggestions here as well, I say that until you get 10,000 impressions a day for a new project, don't stop going. This one is from our dear Bill Slavsky. God bless his soul. And in this case, actually, you will see something that he suggests directly. Actually, not this one directly. Let me just find it. Generated entity. Maybe I can find it for you. I believe it is this one, yeah. In this document, actually, there is a patent. I suggest you to check this, because if you search something like best transcription tools or best SEO tools, you will see that Google directly ranks entities, which is also connected to here too. Ranking search results based on entity metrics, or generating ranked entity lists based on their attributes. So you should be ranking as a web entity, not as a website. That's also a different context that I also suggest you to basically check. These two actually, let's say, hit the patterns at the same time together, because it's not only about indexing your document, it is also about surround sound around you. Basically, how many times you are being mentioned, how many times you are being mentioned in what type of sentiment. So you will need to be using really good amount of, let's say, comparisons in a deeper way between yourself and other SaaS. And in every topical map that I create for a SaaS, I always also create a versus section or alternatives section. So I rank for all of my competitors' names, and this is what also we do here through our domain or from other domains too. The last person I want to mention here is Pavel from our community, and he is doing actually a speech about AI content detection in Saigon, and I'm really happy to see that moment. He shared this research paper with me. I suggest you to check that. I will probably put these links already to the description area. This is actually coming from Microsoft and some of the universities. It tries to understand what possibility a section of a content actually comes from a human or from AI. They have different type of metrics here to understand AI created content or human crafted content or blended at the same time. And they are writing actually characteristics of the human content and AI content. If you check my algorithmic authorship rules, I didn't give all of them, but in Topical Authority course, we have some of them. You will see that actually our methodology already optimized for AI overviews and also for keeping your content safe. That's the reason that we usually try to stay away from the patterns, and we use AI mostly for analyzing the document, like like an eye extension or brain extension rather than creating the content directly as well. So I especially tell you to focus on originality more, like what percentage of n-grams and co-occurrences are completely unique in your website. If you can track this and aggregate it with the SERP data, you can technically get better results. Also check this research. They directly give you characteristics of AI and human created content at the same time. You can also run basically this code for your content to see what actually these researchers will be thinking based on their methodology on your website too. So this is not the last case study. I'm even late to take these videos. Still, I'm trying to handle the new things in my place. I hope I will be able to complete my actual office. I would like to tell you that we have added 2 hours of new lectures to the Topical Authority course, and we published over 300 success shares through our community. They are started to be registered to our Pinterest. All these are coming from different people, different graphics with their successes. And also these are the lectures, but I would like to actually show the 309 and 310 success shares, but due to the hurry, maybe I lost them at somewhere. I will add them here too. Maybe in the next video, I'll be able to mention them. If you would like to know actually more about our community as well, try to subscribe here. You'll be getting a welcome mail. With that said, see you in the next time. Thank you so much.